Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a tier list. UFC fighters of March 2023, most updated list I could find. A lot of fighters in here. It's gonna be a longer video. Let's jump right into it. Again, this is just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe, like, comment if you guys are new. And here we go. First off, we're starting with Israel Adesanya. I don't really think it can be questioned. He's a very, very special talent. I think Izzy is. He's just his charisma, his fighting style. Some people may say he'd be boring sometimes, but he's not going to be a guy who's going to swing and be crazy. I like that about him. He's very consistent. He's consistent with almost everything. So, yeah. Israel, S tier. Arnold Allen. I think Arnold Allen is really, really good. I think his fight with Max Holloway is going to age, obviously, very, very well. I think Arnold Allen is B tier. I don't think we've seen enough yet to say he's A or S tier, but B tier I think is perfect for Arnold Allen. Jessica Andrade. This is a hard one because I think Andrade a year or two ago was B tier. I think she's sliding down there into C tier. I think she's really good. Nothing like that. I just don't think she's at the same level as Arnold Allen. And then you got Muhammad Ankalaev. I think Ankalaev is also C tier. I think he's really, really good. But again, big fights. Biggest fight in his career against Jan Blachowicz. I didn't think he looked very good. I didn't think Jan looked great either. But I don't think he's like champion material. In my opinion, though. Tom Aspinall. I think Tom Aspinall is B. He's at the bottom. He's like a B minus. Simply because like good movement, fighting style is awesome. Yeah, I like Tom Aspinall. I really wanted to see what he's gonna be able to do against Curtis Blades, but unfortunately we didn't get to see that. He is in the bottom tier of B tier, but I think Tom Aspinall is bottom B tier. And then Jan Blachowicz, like I said, Ankalaev, they're C tier guys. Really good at one thing. Ankalaev has power. He studies his guys while he's in there. 5-rounders are better for him. Jan Blachowicz, if he can't typically get you out of there with his hands, he can find ways to win, but not great. Even though he's a former champion. Okay. And then Erin Blanchfield. I think Erin Blanchfield is B tier. I think she's a step above Jessica Andrade. Obviously, we've seen them fight. Short notice fight, yes, but I don't think the fight plays out much different than it did. And Curtis Blades, I think Curtis Blades is bottom C tier. I don't think Curtis Blades is great. I think he's able to win fights depending on the matchups, but not a huge fan of Curtis Blades, especially on how he fought in his last fight. Gilbert Burns, I think Gilbert Burns is B tier. I think Gilbert Burns is freaking awesome. I think just ever since that Khamzat Chimaev fight, he's been on an absolute tear. He's looked really, really good, changed his fighting style. I like Gilbert Burns. Jared Cannonier. I think Jared Cannonier is in the top of C tier. I think Jared Cannonier is really, really good. His transformation has been awesome. I just don't ever see him getting a chance to fight for that title again or becoming champion. So he's in the top tier of C tier. And then Michael Chandler. I think Michael Chandler's at the bottom, just like Tom Aspinall, but Michael Chandler I think is the bottom of B tier. I think Michael Chandler is awesome, especially for the first round. But unfortunately, if you can get past that first round, you can typically have a lot of success against him. Giga Chikadze. I think it's Giga Chikadze, yeah. I think his somewhere in between this Muhammad Ankalaev and Jan Blachowicz. I think he's right there in the C tier. Khamzat Chimaev. I think Khamzat Chimaev is the bottom of B tier. We haven't seen enough from Khamzat yet. And the one big fight we've seen him with Gilbert Burns, I thought he lost, but very close fight. You know, have your opinion on it. But yeah, Khamzat Chimaev. I don't think we've seen the best. I don't think we've seen him at his best or whatever. But B tier, I think is fair. Paulo Costa. I think Paulo Costa's right here. I think a fight between Paulo and Jared would kind of move these guys, one of them up. I think Paulo's fun. He's good when he's motivated. Paulo Costa C tier. And then Colby Covington. I think Colby's he's like, he's in the same spot as Gilbert. I don't think Colby's that special. I think he has some good attributes, but I think he's before Gilbert. I think Gilbert is an overall better fighter than Colby. Dominic Cruz. I think Dominic Cruz is, well, I think Dominic Cruz right now in his career is mid B and C tier. I'm gonna say he's the bottom B right now. At one point, he was special. I think his movement's awesome. It's really just that ability to take a punch. And I like Dominic Cruz a lot, but I don't think I can put him any higher than B. Beneil Dariush. I think Beneil Dariush, again, I think he's in the same tier as Gilbert Burns and all of those guys. Beneil Dariush is absolutely incredible. Jack Della Maddalena. I think Jack Della Maddalena is on the same tier as Arnold Allen and Beneil and Gilbert. Even though we haven't seen a whole lot, from what we've seen, his boxing's incredible. He submitted Randy Brown after dropping him. I like Jack Della Maddalena. And Drycie Duplessis. I think Drycie is at the bottom. He's like C+. He's C+. We haven't seen enough. He's been able to survive in some fights and some weird, his biggest thing is that if you let him survive, he will still be there. But I think he's very hittable. I think he gets hurt a lot in his fights. I think he gasses early in a lot of his fights, and just no one's been able to take advantage of that yet. Merab, I think Merab is top B tier. I think Merab's awesome. I think his fighting style is crazy. I think he's really, really good. Leon Edwards, I think Leon Edwards as well is in B tier. I think Leon is awesome as well. I don't really think his boxing's all that great. I think he has good setups for his combinations to lead to that kick. But I like Leon Edwards. Josh Emmett, I think Josh Emmett is at like bottom B, top C+ tier. I think he's good, but do we really see him beating Volk? We already seen him lose badly against what's his freaking name? Yair. It didn't look great. That was a big step up for him. And at 37, 38 years old, I think Josh Emmett is in C tier. Not a disrespectful thing. It just is what it is. Carla Esparza. I think Carla Esparza is bottom C. I think she's good. She wins some fights, of course, but strikers has always been her weakness. If she can't get that takedown, she's kind of out of there, on that one. So Carla Esparza is bottom C. Davison Figueiredo. I think Davison Figueiredo is really, really good as well. I think he's somewhere in between Gilbert and Beneil, I would say. I think this is... Ooh, who is this girl? Trying to think who this is. She looks super, super familiar. I can't. I'm going to leave her there because I don't remember who she is. And Rafael Fiziev. I think Fiziev is also top C tier. I think Fiziev is awesome. I can't put him up because he just hasn't fought a lot. He hasn't proven there yet. And I did think he beat Justin. I thought he won rounds 1 and 2, at least the first half of 2. If anything, it was a draw, if anything. But I have Fiziev at top C tier. And then Justin Gaethje, I have Gaethje at B, just slightly above Fiziev. Again, I thought Gaethje lost that, but crazy chin, obviously, and yeah, heart, determination, Justin Gaethje. And then Matthias Gamrot, I think Gamrot is top C tier. I mean, I can't put him up in B because Beneil smushed him. I can't do that. I like him. I think he's fun. His cardio's good. I think he would give some problems to Islam because of that cardio in a 5-round fight. Yeah. Cyril Gane. I think Cyril Gane he's good. I think he's B. I think it's right there. And I think Cody Garbrandt, D. I don't think Cody Garbrandt's great. I think at one point he was really, really good. Crazy footwork, crazy speed and boxing. He trusted it so much. I think Cody Garbrandt at this point in his career is D. I didn't think he even had long enough to put him up because of his career like Dominic Cruz per se. And Cody Garbrandt's D. Alexa Grasso. I think Alexa Grasso is B. I'm not going to put her up any higher than that because she hasn't defended her belt. I need to see her fight Shevchenko again. I thought Grasso was losing that fight. She did great coming back and winning, but I need to see a little bit more to put her up higher than that. Jamal Hill, it's the same thing. I need to see Jamal Hill defend his belt. Great performance against Glover, but very hittable Glover, very tee-offable Glover, you know. So I need to see a little bit more from Jamal Hill to put him up a little bit more. Kevin Holland, I think Kevin Holland's right in between the Rafael Fiziev, Gamrot, that type of fighter. I think Kevin Holland's sky is potential, but it's kind of getting his head out of his own ass, especially with defending takedowns. But at this lower weight class, he has done a lot better with that. Yeah, Kevin Holland's good. I can't put him up. I need to see him fight that top tier in that lower weight class, but I like Kevin Holland. And defeating the guy like Santiago Ponzinibbio is going to give you some big, big matchups. And then you got Max Holloway. Max Holloway is absolutely in the S tier. Max Holloway is unbelievable. Time in, time out. 3 losses against Volkanovski. One of them I did think he won. I thought he won the second one. But either way, he'd still be 2-1. Okay. I think Max Holloway is unbelievable. Unbelievable. John Jones. John Jones is the best out of all of these guys. He's unbelievable. Technically, he's undefeated at, 30-0 at this point. 29-0. John Jones is unbelievable. Chan Sung Jung, C tier. C tier. Korean Zombie's always fun. Very hittable. Didn't look great in his last one. Kai Kara France. I think Kai Kara France is bottom of this B tier, top C tier. So I'm going to put him right in between Fiziev and Korean Zombie. And Calvin Kattar, I like Calvin, but I don't ever see him. And he lost to Josh Emmett. I do think overall he is a better fighter than Josh. Well, yeah, than Josh Emmett. I don't think a lot of people agreed with that decision. I'm going to put him slightly above Josh Emmett, but I think he's still in B tier. Next, we have Derek Lewis. I think Derek Lewis is very bottom, top C tier. I think Derek Lewis's power is unbelievable. I don't know what's going on right now with him. This big losing streak he's on. Age might be catching up with him. Motivation might be catching up with him. I don't know. Either he's going to make a huge comeback and go on a tear again, or he might be done. Islam Makhachev is in A tier. I don't think he should be in S tier right now. I also thought he lost. Oh, wait, no. I thought he won 3-2 against Volkanovski. But some people think he lost. I didn't think he fought very well. And I thought a lot of the rounds he won was just getting position and controlling it. And rather than trying to finish or look for finishes. Islam Makhachev, I think, is an A tier. Jorge Masvidal is retired, so he's going to go in the same box as Cody. I think Masvidal in his prime was unbelievable and a lot of weird split decision losses on his record that he could kind of change the altar of his career or whatever, but Masvidal is good. Whether you liked him at the end or not, his prime was unbelievable. And then Molly McCann. I think Molly McCann's C tier. Don't think she can be up higher than that, to be honest. Conor McGregor right now C tier. I think he if he's motivated and he's willing to go to war, I think Conor could be really, really good. But I just don't know if I can trust that. Stipe Miocic, he's bottom A tier for me. He just hasn't fought enough. But I'm putting him in A tier because of his career, what he's been able to achieve. And he hasn't fought John yet, so again, I'm not putting him in the S tier because if he beats John, then he will absolutely be up there as well. But Stipe Miocic for me right now is an A tier. Bryce Mitchell, I don't think Bryce Mitchell is very good. I do think his ground game is good. I'm not saying that, and I know losing to Topuria is nothing to hang your head on. Absolutely, I agree 100%. But just the attitude and everything from Bryce Mitchell losing that fight was disgusting. Okay, maybe you were sick, but pull out of the fight then. Yeah, Bryce Mitchell I think is good, but I think against really, really top tier strikers that have good ground game or a defensive ground game would give Bryce Mitchell a lot of problems. You know, Yeah. Um, Not bad. Not a bad fighter. Muhammad Mokaev, I'm also going to put him up in this lower B tier. I think he's really, really good. I do think he's slightly overrated because he tends not to want to, yeah. And I think Muhammad Mokaev, if he took his opponent serious, he would really, really dominate these guys. I think a lot of it is that he thinks he's better than all of these guys and he gets surprised. We've seen some good things from him. We really have. His pace, his control. What he did to Charles Johnson, I think, is unbelievable. He did it to Charles Johnson before Cody Durden did. And, yeah, Muhammad Mokaev, I think, is good. I don't think he's great, but I do think he's good. Brandon Moreno, I think Brandon Moreno also is B tier. I think Brandon Moreno is really good as well. I think he is not A or S tier. I think Brandon Moreno is hittable. He leaves his chin out there a lot. I think if you would beat Pantoja, who's coming up here a little bit, if you would beat Pantoja, I think you would move up because that's a huge win against someone who has 2 wins over him. Yeah. And Bilal Muhammad, I think Bilal Muhammad is right next to Gilbert Melendez. I think they're both really, really good fighters. I don't think they're great fighters, but Bilal, you know, and I have Leon right there next to him. So, yeah. Rose Namajunas, I think Rose is B tier as well. Really good fighter. She needs to get a fight scheduled. Matthias Nikolai, I think as well, is B tier. Has all the skills to become a future world champion. Was just knocked out by Brandon Royval. So we will see on that projection for sure. Amanda Nunes is probably the greatest women's champion of all time. You'd have to say probably, with all the wins she has over her opponents, the people she's picked, the people she's fought, the people she's finished. Unbelievable record. Umar Nurmagomedov he's right. I need to put him right here. He's right before the title, right before Leon, Jamal Hill, Moreno, all these guys. Umar is unbelievable. I really want to see a fight with Numar and Merab Dvalishvili. I think that would be an unbelievable fight. Unbelievable. Charles Oliveira, I believe, as well, is B tier. Charles is really, really good. I think from him being 10-8 to going on to 13-1 skid, 12-1, whatever it ended up being, is just disgusting and so cool to see. Sean O'Malley has proven a lot to me that he is definitely B tier material. I think he could give a lot of, depending on who the champion is, a lot of people issues. I think a fight with Cejudo and Sterling Cejudo and O'Malley would be a harder fight than Sean O'Malley and Aljamain Sterling, because of the pressure and the boxing and also the wrestling from Cejudo, because his boxing is a little bit better. And Sterling's striking is just a little funky, and just to kind of put you out there to get you close to him, to get a hold of you. And that's a great fight, and I'm excited for them to announce that one. Brian T. City, he's C. I mean, for a long time he was B. I just don't think he's that same guy anymore. Alexander Pantoja, it's Pantoja. I know that. He's incredible. 2 wins over the champion. He has to be in B tier. I mean, he's so damn good. And then you got Sergey Pavlovich. Everybody needs to calm the hell down with Sergey. Sergey's B. He hasn't fought any wrestlers. He's only fought strikers in the heavyweight division on a guy who's barely been out of the first round. If he has been out of the first, we need to see more against somebody against Aspinall, him against, you know, any of these heavyweight guys. I know Curtis in the rankings say that Sergey should fight for the title next. I don't see that. I don't think that should be the case at all. Let me know what you guys think for sure. I know what you're going to say, but let's talk about it. And then Juliana Pena, I think, is C. I think she beat Amanda Nunes, and then we've seen the actual fight, what the first one should have been and the second one. And thank God they're not fighting again. That fight would have been awful for a third time. And then Alex Pereira, I believe, is A tier as well. I think he's going to do a lot of good things up in heavyweight or light heavyweight. I like Alex Pereira a lot. His power is disgusting. I am a little curious how his chin is going to do with the guys who hit really, really hard, and somebody like him who keeps his hands down and is willing to eat one, to give one, and to also pressure a whole lot. Very curious to see him at light heavyweight. That's going to be a really fun follow his light heavyweight journey. And then Paddy Pimblett. I think Paddy is bottom B plus T. I think C. I think Paddy's good, but he just needs some more wins. I can't put him much higher than C. He just can't do it. Dustin Poirier, he's proven time and time again he's B. He's really good. He will beat almost anybody unless it gets to a jiu-jitsu guy. We've seen it. We've seen him lose 2 times against champions, and they've both been BJJ guys. So ground guys, ground submission specialist guys. So yeah. And then Yuri, he's right below Jamal Hill, I think, personally. I got to get him over here. There we go. That's going to be an unbelievable fight. I don't think it's as crazy as a fight as some people say. Yuri gets hit a whole lot. He gets hit a lot, and he gets hurt a lot in his fights. So we will see for sure. Shavkat Rakhmonov is B tier. I don't need to think about it. I don't need to look at it. I don't need to watch his stuff again. Shavkat's unbelievable. And then Yair Rodriguez, I believe, also is in B tier. There's a lot of B tier guys. There's a lot of good fighters. Yair is really good, fighting for the title here soon. And then Raul Rosas, we haven't seen enough for me to put him above a C. We don't really know what he is, to be honest. And then Corey Sandhagen, I think Corey is B. I think he will definitely win you some fights, but I don't honestly think the Sterling fight, I don't think Corey Sandhagen ever wins that fight. And I don't think he beats Sean O'Malley. I don't think he beats Merab Dvalishvili. So what do you really do? Yeah. Talia Santos, I thought Talia Santos beat Shevchenko. I thought she beat her fair and square, and she ended up losing a split decision. Talia Santos is B tier. Shevchenko, just because she lost her title, she's an overall better fighter than Alexa Grasso. That's the reality of it. Sergey Pavlovich, Sergey's B. Sergey's good. He's fun. He's on a bit of a streak right now. Let's see if he can keep that up. Beating Derek Lewis, name-wise, is really big for his career. Aljamain Sterling's B tier. I can't put him up higher. He hasn't done a lot. He did just beat Cejudo, obviously, by split decision. I mean, I can't put him higher than that. He's top B tier. Let me be real with you guys. He's at the very bottom of A, top B with all these champions right here. Sean Strickland, I think Sean Strickland's B. I think Sean Strickland is good. Not great. Don't really see him ever being champion, but he is very fun to watch. And then Tatiana Suarez. I think Tatiana Suarez is C. I think she's great, but she needs to be more active. We need to see more of her. Wonderboy, I think Wonderboy is B. I love Wonderboy. I think his striking's unbelievable. In a fight with him and Michelle Pereira, I hope they reschedule that fight. That's going to be a nuts fight if it happens. Hopefully it does. Alil Tapora absolutely is, well, where is, okay, Bryce Mitchell's there, so yeah. But Alil Tapora is B. Alil Tapora is unbelievable. I do worry about his cardio and how he overswings at times and gets himself out of position. But if you can clean that stuff up, I think he's one of the most dangerous fighters in that division. Tai Tuivasa, I think Tai Tuivasa is in between. He's B and C tier material. I think he's good. I just don't really know where he goes with that style. And then, didn't I already do? No, this is Marcin Tybura. I think Marcin Tybura as well is C. I think Marcin's good. Good cardio, good pressure, good wrestling base. I can't put him much higher than C. Kamaru Usman is A. Same with Shevchenko. Same with Miocic. I think Usman's really, really good. You know, he is, again, an overall. His resume is still better than Leon's as of right now. Doesn't mean Leon can't build it and get it better. We'll see. Chito Vera, I think Chito Vera is in B tier material. He just lost to Corey Sandhagen. Where is Corey Sandhagen? Right. Did I miss him? Corey Sandhagen. Right there. Okay, yeah. He did just lose to Corey, but yeah. Marvin Vettori, he is the definition of a B fighter. He will never be champion. I think he wins fights, but what's he gonna do? I think he's actually supposed to be fighting Jared Cannonier, so that'll be very, very interesting to see. Is Alexander Volkanovski? I think Volkanovski's A tier. I think he's awesome. I think he's really, really good. Actually, I gotta put him in S tier. Going down there I thought he lost against Islam, but a lot of people think he won that fight. Either way, he came out the winner no matter what the scorecards read. Just is what it is. Johnny Walker is bad. He's not good. He's so bad that a crazy striker who came in the UFC crazy like that, like I said, unbelievable, crazy power, doesn't really do it anymore. I know he just finished Paul Craig. Paul Craig's chin is bad as well. So, Johnny Walker's bad. Robert Whittaker is absolutely A tier. Robert Whittaker, if it wasn't for Israel Adesanya, would still be champion, would still be beating everybody, beat the shit out of Marvin Vettori. Robert Whittaker is awesome. Petr Yan, I think Petr Yan is still in B. I know he's lost a couple fights in a row. I think 3 or 4 in a row. Unbelievable competition. I'm a huge fan of Petr Yan. Last but not least, Zhang Weili. I think she's A tier. She's unbelievable. She's so much fun to watch. And she should be fighting Yan Ixan next. 2 Chinese fighters. That would be unbelievable. As always, guys, subscribe, like, comment. Peace.